Okay, so today we're going to taste the three red noble varieties that we're studying. So Pinot Noir, Merlot, and Cabernet Sauvignon. So same process as we did in the white video. So we're going to check the color of the wine. So this is the Pinot Noir. We're going left to right here. We're going lightest body to fullest body. So Pinot Noir, it's very bright, cherry, strawberry kind of color, with a little pinking in the rim, which indicates youthfulness in the wine. So this Pinot Noir is from Enniskillen, and they were one of the foremost growers of Pinot Noir in Canada. And Carl Kaiser, who is co-owner of Enniskillen Wines, had a huge belief in this great variety that obviously comes from Burgundy, France, and started to produce it, and it really took well to our climate here in Ontario and BC as well. So we looked at the wine, and we're going to nose the wine before we swirl it. So it's got nice, bright, fruity flavors. We're going to swirl it around and release some of those aromas. So strawberry, cherry notes, like really quite a pretty wine. So I swirl it all around on my palate, making sure I'm picking up everything: acidity, sweetness, bitterness, tannin, and a little bit of tannin, a little bit of acidity. Acidity works well with batching with food, and then the finish. And the wine lingers on, it's still with me, and will carry on. Great food matches for this are, because this wine is light in texture, light meats or lighter foods, light cheese, soft cheese, chicken, those kind of things like pork that are soft in texture. Like this wine is soft in texture. And this is a Pinot Noir glass. So you can see that it has a large bowl. You don't have to use it. You don't have to go out and buy glassware. I just am one of these people that likes to put the right wine in the right glass. So moving on, we're going to taste the Woodbridge Merlot. This is from California. So the first wine, if I didn't mention, was from Ontario, and this wine is from California. So this Merlot, it's darker in color. It's much darker when I hold it up against my white placemat. Dark all the way to the rim. So that indicates youthfulness as well. If it were browning in the rim, then it would indicate wine that has more age to it. So first nose, we do this again so that if there's a defect in the wine, it would come through at this point. So no defect. So nosing the wine, I get some licorice, some really dark berry fruit. A little bit of spiciness. So all that fruit and spiciness is coming through on the palate. Some oak aging, but not too much. It hasn't been heavily oaked. There's some tannin to it. And again, tannin is that feeling in your mouth, like when you drink a strong black tea, and it makes you want to run your tongue around your teeth and on your mouth to kind of swipe it away from your palate. So long finish again. The fruit flavors are still staying with me. It's quite a lovely wine, and California is well reputed for Merlot, as it is in a lot of other countries, but I chose this one because it's a pretty good example of a moderately priced Merlot. And this would be the glass that you would use for it. So this is the same glass that we use for, this is a Cabernet Merlot glass, so we use it for this wine and the last wine as well. So now the last wine is Tom Gore. It's from California as well. Cabernet Sauvignon, well-reputed area for growing Cabernet Sauvignon, which is part of our lesson. This one is finished in cork, so we're going to make sure. The other two were a closed screw cap closure or Sullivan closure, and so this one we want to make sure that it's not, doesn't have cork taint. So again, we're looking at the color, very dark, rich, dark cherry color, berry color, and no significance on the rim to indicate any aging. So first nosing, no cork taint, no defects whatsoever. Swirl the line. So nosing that wine, lots of dark berry fruit coming through the same on the palate with really some pretty good acidity, nice spiciness, touch of oak, very friendly, not over oaked, nicely balanced. And again, I showed you the glass that would be served in. Not necessary to go out and buy, you know, special glassware, because as long as you're tasting in the same glass for each of the wines, then it's pretty much fair competition. So I talked about food pairing with the Pinot Noir. I'm going to talk about food pairing with this Merlot. This Merlot is actually full-bodied, so it could stand up to fuller meats and like game, and same with Cabernet Sauvignon. Both of them are equal in weight and texture. The Merlot just might be a little bit softer. So game meats, any full flavored dishes that would, you know, stronger cheeses, hard cheese, charcuterie platter would work well with this. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and cheers.